Well, now, it's time to check your money with America's money maven, Vicki Brackens. Vicki Brackens is the president of Brackens Financial Solutions Network, LLC, and a registered representative of LPL Financial, member SIPC. Hey, Vicki, how you doing this morning?
Hey, George, this feels really cozy over here today. I'm doing well.
What's good to see you, Vicki. I think you gave me whatever you had a few weeks ago.
I know. I was out for about almost 2 weeks, okay? And now you got that croupy thing going on. I hope we don't pass it back and forth.
Right.
So anyway, it's December 1st. Can you believe it?
I can believe it.
Okay, December 1st, and that means we're basically about 30 days away from the end of the year. And we have some things that I wanted to wrap up on today.
Okay.
But before I get started on that, again, because I heard you say this earlier. In fact, I thought you were reading my script.
What I say?
You said, Happy Thanksgiving to everybody.
Yes.
I wasn't sick, so I ate a lot. Okay?
Oh, hey, I hear you.
My sister and brother-in-law, okay, are, as I told you before, amazing cooks. And in fact, when I was sick, my sister Tammy Gilbo made some incredible chicken soup. I probably should call her, tell her to stop by your house.
Tammy, hook a brother up.
Okay. But as you know, we had Black Friday.
Yes.
And Black Friday this year, for those of you who probably feel like you just survived,
right,
the numbers are starting to come in. And right now it looks like about $7.4 billion was spent on Black Friday just online, because we can get the online numbers quickly.
Right, the online, and they gave you many of the same deals.
Exactly. So $7.4 billion, that means that's an average of about $168 per person, which is up roughly 6%, which tells us something very, very important. First of all, that was the largest Black Friday number ever. It only has been trumped by the largest total Black Friday as far as the Cyber Monday numbers.
Here's why I think that was the case.
Tell me.
Except for your research and your...
Okay.
Because Thanksgiving was late this year.
I don't know how Thanksgiving was late. The turkey came.
I know. But because it's, December 1st is today, Thanksgiving was just a few days ago.
Okay. So usually we have a week in between.
A little bit of time.
Of time. I keep hearing about, about Thanksgiving being late. And we have
it's always the fourth Thursday.
It's always the fourth Thursday, so I have
what
to
are they
figure
talking
that out.
Right.
But anyway, okay, I'll go with that.
Yeah.
But that $7.4 billion number really is the largest Black Friday number that we've ever had. The only other spending number that has been larger has been associated with the overall Cyber Monday, which we're waiting for tomorrow.
Right.
But that $168 per person spend tells us something really important.
What does it tell us?
It tells us that people are becoming more and more comfortable with spending for big ticket items online. If you recall, because we're old enough to know this, when online shopping first started, you said, well, I don't know how I can trust this. And you maybe spend something for $10 or $15. Because if you lost it, okay, so what? But now we're seeing larger and larger ticket items being purchased online. In fact, I even got a online advertisement from Tiffany's.
Okay. See,
that was offering me to do
I didn't get one of those, just so you know.
Okay, all right, I'll take that.
Okay, you understand what I'm saying?
Right, but anyway, you know that the ticket items are substantial, and people are comfortable actually doing that. Across the board, though, it looks like spending is up about 20%. And even from the lofty levels that we had in 2018, because people are more and more comfortable with online shopping. But here's something, we got all our credit cards being swiped and all those things happening that really is surprising to me. By 2023, it is expected that about $51 billion is going to be spent in what's called the retail resale market. Are you familiar with retail resale?
Does that mean eBay and all that stuff?
No.
It doesn't. Okay.
No. Okay. I'm sure there's some younger listeners out there who are going like, what's wrong? Y'all don't know about this? People are reselling their clothing.
Oh, like if they buy their Jordans or they buy whatever it is that they buy, and then they just immediately sell it.
No, that's turning over. I'm talking about clothes that you had in your closet and you wore, but you no longer want to wear anymore, and you are putting it online to be resold through retail operations that specialize in reselling used clothes.
Wait, this is why. Isn't that what eBay is?
Sort of, but eBay is all kinds of crap. Excuse me, all kinds of things.
Okay.
Okay.
So what you're
Not
saying is
just
they're
clothing.
actual companies that are taking my clothes and they're selling it as if they're
No, what happens?
It's not consignment?
No. That was local consignment.
Okay.
Okay. In the days that we had upscale local consignment and so forth.
Right.
But this is actually Vicki Brackens setting up an account. Specializing in the things that I want to sell directly to the market, but there's an in-between intermediary who's taking care of all the payment processing and billing and all the things necessary to make sure that the transaction goes smoothly and that there's guarantees on both ends. Something like, you have heard of something called Poshmark?
No.
Poshmark. You should look it up.
Okay.
Because what's happening is right now is that that's a $51 billion market expected by 2023.
Retail resale.
Right now, they surveyed people and found out that about 49% of the population would actually respond favorably to receiving something like that, because you typically see higher end items that you may not be able to go out and buy on the first rung, say like Michael Kors pocketbooks.
Right.
Okay, and things of that nature. But you've used them for a while, you want a new pocketbook, so you sell yours to somebody else so you can go get a new one or buy another one from somebody else. So, and 56% of the population actually said that they're considering doing that as part of their gifting for 2019 Christmas shopping.
Buying stuff from people
Buying stuff for people.
From the retail
resale and giving it to them as a gift. And 49% of those respondees said they would be happy to get it.
Because they wouldn't know.
They would know.
Wow.
You turn a pair of shoes over and you see that they're not brand new, you know.
That's true.
Okay, and it's going to come from Poshmark, so you know what they do.
They don't fix them up or anything?
They do.
Oh.
They clean them up and get them as presentable as possible, because that's going to drive the pricing.
I wonder what that's going to do to like thrift stores.
Ah.
I just wonder.
Okay, now that's one of the big questions.
Okay.
But here's the reason I'm bringing this up. The retail market is changing dramatically. Has been for a long period of time, but it's accelerating. If you happen to be considering going into retail, you need to rethink that business model, because the business model that worked before may not work now. But for Syracuse, this actually happens to be a really interesting time.
Because
most of you have heard about some of the things that are happening out in Liverpool.
The 1,000 jobs that will be coming.
Exactly. Okay, but that marketplace, the fact that Syracuse, Onondaga County, Liverpool, Salina, that we sit at the crossroads of a very important transportation system. You know what that is?
Interstate 81
and what?
Interstate 90.
And 90. We actually sit in one of the most advantageous places in the country for the new what we call distribution warehousing networking system across the country. And what's happening out in Liverpool as far as the Trammell Crow distribution center build out, okay, that has been voted on there in the Salina town, in the town of Salina, is the first step. Finally, I'm so happy to hear that this has happened, because we had an opportunity about 2 years ago that we didn't take advantage of, which was the inland port.
Right.
Because if we had taken advantage of the inland port plus this, I'm doing it like we're on TV.
Right.
Like
You are. There you are.
Okay, there I am. Okay.
So she's putting her hands together.
Okay, if we had done it earlier,
Yeah.
we'd be a little bit further along. But fortunately, administration, the state, the business community continue to look for opportunities for us to get involved in the new economy.
Right.
In a way that is going to be instrumental to the growth and this resurgence of retail, because retail is not going away. How we experience retail is changing. So, okay, Liverpool, thank you very much. Town of Salina.
But but if you're going to New York, you're still going to Fifth Avenue, and you're going to go to Saks. You're going to go to Michael Kors and all that stuff. Okay.
Yeah. You got a specialty.
Oh, higher end.
Specialty.
All right, because I know like they just built a mall in New York on the west side, the Vessel.
Okay, but how many people, if you compare that to the total number of people, and say in this country, are going to actually be in that place at one time?
Well,
compared to
right.
the numbers of individuals that will be online at one time.
Yeah, and they offer you the same deals.
The same deals.
They do.
Okay, but for those of you who want that experience of touching it and being in New York City and on Fifth Avenue,
or at the
it's
mall,
almost like a tourist attraction.
Right.
Okay, and I'm not saying that physical retail is going to disappear, but the process is definitely changing. And fortunately for Syracuse, we have made a decision here in this local Onondaga County community to step into the future rather than to stay in the past. Congratulations. Well, here's the second thing I want to talk about.
Okay.
In order for retail market distribution to interact and for online shopping to grow, you have to have an online system, right? You have to have robust internet.
Yes.
Okay. And something called 5G.
Right.
And have you heard of 5G before?
I have heard of 5G. We supposedly have it in some parts sporadically, but it's not fired up to the extent that it should be.
Okay. And what have we heard most recently about 5G in this community? Something called the Syracuse Surge. The Syracuse Surge. I'm not going to give you all the details again. What I'd like for you to do is to go online, and we're putting a link.
It's there now.
Okay, George already put it up.
It's there.
For you to read about the Syracuse Surge, because next week I'm going to pull the covers back on the Surge, because we had two extremely important announcements concerning the Surge that happened right near the end of this year. And we started that conversation. I was hoping people would dig a little bit further, but in case you haven't, I want to be sure before we leave 2019 that we talk more about the Syracuse Surge, because these things all are interconnected and are pushing Syracuse into the fourth industrial revolution, which we've also discussed a little bit like like February of last year, the fourth industrial revolution. This is the time. I am so excited about what's happening in Syracuse. I hear you talk about the things that are being trained for there.
Right.
Okay, with ELC.
Mm-hmm.
I hear about the additional, not only what's happening with National Grid, but what's happening with JMF Power, okay, that's coming in, and the training programs. And there will be other training programs announced very soon. I say in the next 3 to 6 months. You must pay attention, get involved, and get the skills necessary, because the train is out of the station. Mm-hmm. Syracuse is participating in the fourth industrial revolution, and we cannot wait.
What was our show a couple of weeks ago? Are you ready for the revolution?
Are you ready? That was the kickoff of the Are You Ready for the Revolution? So before I close, there's a couple of announcements I need to make.
Go ahead.
Okay? December 13th at 6 p.m. at the Central New York Community Foundation, I'm presenting as part of a conversation concerning wealth creation. We're connecting the dots on zero no more, passing the torch, and human capital through an event that's being sponsored by the ITOA.
The Iota Nu Omega chapter of the Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority. The Iota Nu Omega chapter of the Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority.
I'm going to get it right. Okay. Iota Nu Omega chapter. I got it. The Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority. Please come out.
I know people.
I think you do know a few people. Like, the women in your family have to be pink and green.
Yes.
Okay, but make sure that you come out. This is going to be an amazing event, and it's at 6 p.m. there at the Central New York Community Foundation, which is on Fayette Boulevard. And secondly, on the 18th of this month,
Fayette Street.
Okay. I will be also involved with my senior wealth consultant, who is Christopher Wadsworth, having a very detailed conversation on income planning and how to properly use your Social Security and Medicare to increase your income during retirement. That's going to be on the 18th of December there at the Tech Garden. Okay, and if you want to register, registration is recommended for that event. Go online to brackensfsn.com under the link for coming events, and there's a registration form there for you to do that. All right, George, we've had a busy day.
Yes, we have.
Anyone wants to give us a call at Brackens Financial Solutions Network, the number is 315-930-4499. Be sure to like us on Facebook, watch us at Brackens Financial Solutions Network on YouTube, and also connect with us on LinkedIn. And at this point, I'll say our plate is full.
Indeed it is. All right, Vicki Brackens. Thank you so much. Vicki Brackens is the president of Brackens Financial Solutions Network, LLC, and a registered representative of LPL Financial, member SIPC. Thank you so much, Vicki.